Well, Jim, we all love nuts.com, and I can't speak about how many nuts, but there's certainly lots of chaos, lots of crazy activity every year whenever they have this Casino Battle Royal, their unique take on, I guess, both the Battle Royal and the Royal Rumble, and it was time for our annual Casino Battle Royal with our annual surprise entrant.
Their unique take. I love that. That's picking a turd up by the clean end right there. Their unique take on a battle royal. And by the way, they're listening still. Paul White joins the announce desk. The same thing he did this past week on Dynamite. They actually, we saw him for the first time since he signed. He's not just hidden on YouTube anymore. Imagine they're putting some of their, just because we mentioned it, that they ought to maybe put one of their mainstream stars on their regular program every once in a while.
They called him Battle Royal Legend. I'm actually curious how many Battle Royals he would have actually won during his career. I don't think it's that many.
Well, they just thought that because, you know, he's big and Andre.
Yeah, Andre had a lot of Battle Royals, so we're going to call you a Battle Royal Legend. Okay,
yeah.
I got it.
But anyway, if you by now out there in viewership land, the people are saying, you watched this, Cornette? The answer is, of fucking course I didn't watch this. This was what turned me off to this goddamn promotion, but before they even had a television show. Their very first Battle Royal, when they had the Legless Wonder and JoJo the dog-faced boy and half of the fucking Las Vegas Review in the Battle Royal. That's what turned me off this company to begin with. And I wasn't going to watch this with every underneath indie level fucking guy in the company, plus a few top guys that were put in there for what reason, I don't know, as we get to the finish. And it was a major, way too long clusterfuck. But what I did was I zipped ahead to the finish, as I thought that'll tell me all I need to know. Because, Brian, Christian Cage just signed with this company. Christian Cage came in to say he was going to outwork everybody. Christian Cage, they made a pretty big deal out of being in the Casino Battle Royal. He even had a match with another babyface that suddenly turned heel on him. Matt Sydal on TV, who was upset because he was already in the Casino Battle Royal and looking ahead at... Of course, then they hugged and kissed afterwards, after their match. So it would have been a nice story if the new legendary talent that they've signed to return to the ring after 7 years would have won this Battle Royal and get a future title shot. That would have been great. Or one of their other baby faces that has natural charisma but's been very underserved by the booking and stop and start bullshit and having to be in a group with a dinosaur and a dwarf, Jungle Boy. It would have been a great story if he'd have gone in against 20 other guys and come out and won a future championship match. Either one of those stories would have been wonderful. But when you put both of them together, and then you have your one underdog babyface eliminate your new mainstream star babyface in the final when they just outlasted four other fucking heels that could have easily done the job for this boggled my mind. How they fucking did this and managed to bury Christian Cage and lessen Jungle Boy's win. And let's not overlook the Joker in all of this. Going down to the wire, the last man to enter the Joker card, the new surprise entrant, Lio Rush. I can't remember all the stupid things that Lio Rush did and said a couple of years ago. We were talking about it at the time, but so many other people have come along doing stupid and saying stupid things that I've forgotten. But this guy's a complete fucking idiot, right? Why is he an idiot? Remind me what stupid things he did.
Well, actually, if you want a reminder, you could probably ask Mark Henry. I think he was the guy who was so outspoken about Lio Rush not having respect for, advice that he was giving him and not listening to him. But Lio Rush is someone who is extremely talented. You really liked him as a manager. They had him as a heel manager for a while on Raw. And I actually liked him in the ring when he was part of the cruiserweight division in NXT. And then he pissed off NXT.
I thought it was completely embarrassing that a guy the size of a fifth grader would be actually wrestling, but that he could make $1 million as a manager, but he won't shut his fucking mouth running it outside the ring, saying stupid things and getting heat on himself. And also, he's one of those guys, he took the bump off the roof through a fucking truck hood or something and popped up and no-sold it. That's out there on the internet, too.
From what I understand, it's a handshake agreement right now.
Well, good, because he's going to self-destruct. And also, at some point, he said something stupid about the wrestling business, and I tweeted out, well, this fucking guy's a mental case, right? And then he actually tweeted back, and he said something to the effect of, are you calling someone who's a spokesman for mental health advocacy a mental case? I said, well, apparently I fucking am. Anyway.
Mr. Spokesman.
He comes in and does a bunch of sloppy, awkward, and phony-looking gymnastics, running everywhere. Matt Hardy grabs him and throws him into the ropes, and he's supposed to spring off, but he botches it and gets hung. So Matt grabs him, and they do a do-si-do, and he tries the same thing again. And this time he gets off the ropes, but he falls in front of Hardy trying to do a springboard stunner, so Hardy has to lean over and fall on his face on the way down to try to fucking save it. Private Party were in there for some reason working in street clothes. Was that explained during the most of this thing that I skipped?
I actually didn't even
realize. Did the airline
realize
lose their bag?
It wasn't explained. If it was, I missed it. I didn't even realize the one guy was in the match at first. I thought he was just helping Matt Hardy until the other one came out in the same street clothes. And I said, oh, no, that's their look now, I guess.
Okay, well, it's I mean, I'm not going to complain that they got rid of those fucking circus clown outfits that they were wearing before, but couldn't they get some gear? Just anyway. So Hardy and Private Party dump Leo Rush. Thanks for coming, goofball. And now you've got Private Party and Matt Hardy, Christian Cage, and Jungle Boy left. And suddenly, the Private Party tries to do that stupid thing they do where one guy on the apron and the other guy does a fucking handstand on his back like it's a tag team move, and they both got fucking dumped. And why wouldn't they? Because that was obviously what they were doing, was hanging themselves there waiting to get dumped and pushed out and eliminated. It's obvious. It's phony. Why would you do that for any other reason? It's just a fucking stupid move that they do. So now Hardy is alone against fucking the two baby faces. So Hardy tries to make a deal with Cage, and immediately Cage dumps him, and then the two baby faces are left. This whole match was filled with heels, and they couldn't either leave Christian Cage with 3 heels or Jungle Boy with 3 heels so that they could overcome something. Either one of these guys should have won the match, and the other one that wasn't winning it shouldn't have probably been in it. But definitely Christian Cage shouldn't have been in this if he wasn't going to win it. If they want to put Jungle Boy over, fine. Don't put Cage in the match. You want to put Cage over, have a bunch of heels eliminate Jungle Boy because he's damaged goods now anyway, but you still had a chance with Christian Cage. But instead, the fucking babyface Jungle Boy dumps Christian Cage, and then they hug. What the fuck?
And it's time for our annual start and stop Jungle Boy push.
Is that time of year come around again?
Yeah, remember they had the big thing with him and Jericho, and they've always been these start and stop Jungle Boy pushes, and I guess we're about to get another one now. And as far as Christian Cage, what do you do with him? He sticks out like a sore thumb there. You gonna put him in there with Omega in the heavyweight division? Maybe a really good match? I don't even think the fans there are that into Christian Cage yet. Or if they're gonna be.
I don't think so either, because he's a goddamn professional wrestler, and they don't know what to think. He's polished and experienced, and he can work, and he speaks well, and he doesn't fit in with this fucking cast of clowns. And I don't understand how many wins has he had since he's been in the company? They hadn't been. This is his first pay-per-view. I remember him winning one TV match. Has there been more?
There must be. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. He beat Frankie Kazarian. He beat, who did he wrestle a couple weeks ago that it was longer than it should have? Matt Sydal.
Oh, that's right. Osae's had 2 wins. And both of them were against baby faces. But one baby face, Sydal, turned heel for the occasion. So, and then they hugged and kissed afterwards.